Earlier I spoke to the UN's coordinator on Ebola, Dr. David Nabarro. I started by asking him exactly how close Liberia is to being free of the disease.
We're almost there in Liberia. Give it a few more weeks and with any luck we will be in a situation where Ebola is no longer present in that country.
What do you think's made the actual key difference? Has it been cremation? Because that was culturally absolutely taboo in all those countries.
There are factors in society in West Africa that lead to an environment in which Ebola can easily be spread. Death is the most important day of your life. When you die, it's really important that the spirits inside your body are enabled to move safely and contentedly either into the community or back into the forest. You have to look after those spirits, and that means funeral rites on the day of death. Those funeral rites involve washing and a lot of contact with the body fluids after the washing. That, if a person's got Ebola, leads to massive dissemination of the disease. In Liberia, as people realised that cremations were starting, which was totally unacceptable, as they realised that their whole society was being upset, they just said, we're going to change.
The World Health Organization was slow off the mark. I mean, they were notified in March, but they didn't actually declare it a major international incident until August. What went wrong?
So we're going to have a number of inquiries in the coming weeks to actually ascertain whether or not there were places where things could have been and should have been done differently. And there'll be questions asked about the time interval that you've just identified.
But there's a degree of urgency, isn't there? Because, I mean, this could happen again.
Yes, so the process actually starts next Sunday on the 25th of January with a special session of the WHO's Executive Board where these issues will start to be examined, and it looks as though there's going to be a number of inquiries in the coming weeks.
Now you're off to Davos eventually, and you'll be talking to people there.
Yeah.
On a day, in fact, when Oxfam has published inequality figures, which suggest that the top 1% of the world's rich own as much as the rest of the world put together. You presumably will be asking them for money, because this is a massively expensive situation and the money is still in short supply.
This issue of the Ebola outbreak has shown us very clearly that unless poor countries are enabled to invest in health systems, health security, that creates a problem not just for their own people, but for the whole world. So for self-interest reasons, it's important that the world looks at health as a global issue.
You think you'll get that message across?
Yes.